So what we're doing today is taking the old small ape hangers off, putting on these black 16-inch bars. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Leave me a comment and hit that notification bell. That way you can see all the awesome content that makes this 10 West Moto. Should change the look of the bike in the direction we were headed. We already jumped the gun a little bit and took the old ones off. They had an extended wiring harness on it, which was all bolted up here. So what I did, cut off the old splices so we can keep this wire that we're going to run through the new handlebars. Pulled off basically just the whole throttle housing, on off switch, everything. Just loosened these two bolts right here and this bolt back here on the throttle, and it slid right off the old bars. We're just gonna set that down here to the side. Had 4 bolts holding the bars on. Took those off with the little plate. That plate right there, and the front brake, along with the horn, lights, and the left turn signal. Just loosen that bolt. This slid off. We have the same wiring extension harness over here for this one. That we're going to take all this ugly black junk off, and we're going to try and run it through the new bars, because the new bars, unlike these have no holes for access. These have access holes. Look at that. Up there at the top. So hopefully, bam, it all works out. So now what we're gonna do, basically, is get the new bars mounted before we run any of the wiring or anything like that, just to kind of get them in place and stationary so we know how long the new wires will need to be. Now I know there's a million different ways to do this. There's also pre-wiring bars that you can get where the wires already ran, or you can pre-wire the bars before you install them. This is just how we're gonna do it. It's our first time doing this kind of stuff, and really, you can do it 100 different ways and get the same outcome. This is just the way that we're gonna do it. So we're gonna get these bars on here, get them positioned where they're comfortable, tighten them down a little bit. I think that looks okay. Feels all right. We'll tighten it down just like this. Before we go 100%, we'll just get it real snug, and then make sure the wiring and all that stuff fits. Actually just sits right on here. Then we have these that will go right here. No problem. Now, for the wiring, we're going to see if we can actually get this through the bars. So, feeding the wire through there and hitting these corners, it's just not happening. So what we're going to do, taking it back to our construction days, we're going to suck this through the pipe, essentially, with a vacuum. That way we have full string, attach the wires to the other side of the string and pull them through. That's it. Nothing to it. So we need 6 wires. We don't have the right colors, but electricity doesn't know a color. It knows to do what you tell it to do. Apparently inside here is just burrs and really not solid. It's kind of everything I'm trying to do to get these, even just the string to pull one wire through, is getting hung up and caught and just shredded. So we're not going to use these holes. I don't like that idea. It could damage some of the wiring, which is kind of shitty, but it's okay. We are going to wire it up regardless. Probably strap it on the inside right here, make it nice and pretty, and put some heat shrink around it. Make sure it's all tucked away to where you can conceal it as much as possible. As much as I wanted to show everybody this process, I now understand why people are paid to do this. First off, we could not fish the wires down through the pipes. It just wasn't going to work. So it wasn't going to work fishing the wires to the pipes. We had to go with plan B and reuse this stuff, which I guess isn't bad. So it's dark now. It's been probably 2 hours for this install. It's not 100% yet. I just kind of got it mocked up with the white tie wraps and stuff. This is kind of our only option right now, because we're not going to spend a whole lot of money on getting this thing perfect. It's old, and I'm just going to be kind of cruising around these the country back roads out here in Virginia, and I don't really care about it being too fancy. I just want it to kind of look cool. So the 16-inch bars, luckily with the kit that came with the 10-inch bars, the cabling was just long enough for the front brake right here, and for the throttle and the clutch. It all works just fine. And what we did do, we spliced our wires here because they were not long enough, and we used some butt splices and crimp connectors, taped them all up. They all have silicone in them. We're gonna see how they hold up with the vibration when we ride this thing, and it should work. I'm pretty confident that nothing's gonna happen with it. So I left them long like this, so when we raise this tank up the 2 inches, we're gonna try and maybe relocate the ignition switch. I know that's a thing that a lot of people do when they raise their gas tanks, but I left them long, or I made them long, so we can have extra room or extra length to tuck them away and trying to clear out this little hole right here when we raise the tank up. But besides that, these are the 16-inch ape hangers. From that to this, it looks pretty nice. I like how they feel. It looks like it sits a lot taller than what it really is. It's about, my hands are about shoulder height, a little bit above my shoulder, maybe an inch. But I think the start of this, with the way it looks, is just awesome. You guys are gonna have to excuse all of the mess that is our compound, shop, garage, workstation, green screen, dirt bikes, whatever. If you're always working on stuff, it is extremely hard to keep a clean workspace, or at least for me it is, because I just get one track mind and I'm putting tools down here, picking up stuff there, putting it down here, putting it down here, and you know, eventually it looks like this. But oh well. So I think the next thing we're gonna do will be the seat or the gas tank. We may wrap the exhaust with a true black exhaust wrap, which we do have. I think that's what we're gonna do. And we may paint the rims too. And we may change out the air filter cover at least. And the filter too. I don't know. You guys stay tuned. We're doing all kinds of stuff to this bike at random. Not really sure what's gonna happen next. Depends on what we decide we're gonna order or what shows up, because we've already ordered a kind of a bunch. If you go to install ape hangers on your cruiser, Harley or not, be prepared. It's a pain in the ass. Well, I'm 10 West Moto. I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the starting line.